Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I apologize for the different setup and I apologize if there's traffic in the background, which will probably come through, but I'm just having to kind of adjust my schedule and go with what I have available to me. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today is we're continuing to follow this pattern of the narcissistic system. So one of the things that continues to be impressed to me is how we can use psychotherapy and the information that we have available to us through psychology to really dissect what is going on in terms of the energies. And the way that all of this plays out here in the 3D world, really, we have so much research and information available to us because of that. In my video, I was talking about how the 3D matrix system is essentially this very covert narcissism, but also how within the spiritual realm, we deal with a lot more of the overt narcissism, which is what makes the spiritual community so dangerous at this time. Because a lot of our healers, a lot of people who are here to assist are not understanding that there are so many different realities and versions available that we all essentially create our own reality, and we have to be careful that we're not getting pulled into someone else's created reality that is not actual truth. Now, of course, what is absolute truth? That's even hard to say, but essentially we are looking for energy which is of source origin, which is not self-serving energy. It's energy that is here to assist humanity. And even though we can be of source light, and yes, we are here also for ourselves to take care of our own self, our own body, our own development within our energy field, that's different than being self-serving and only doing things to further one's own agenda or the agenda which is working through that specific person or energy field. So one of the things that continues to come up lately is this idea between the parent and the child. It's the parent-child relationship. Now, when I first started looking at this, sorry for the sirens, what really came to mind for me, so this is something that we will use in 3D modeling software and really a lot of probably software programs where we have this group, right, which we would call the parent. So it's like the origin of whatever set of information this is. And then we have what we would call the child, which would be essentially a subset of information within this template or this index or whatever this information is here. So that this child, it's always being informed because of this origin, right? So it's like this is always imprinted into the field here. No matter what, we carry this information over to here into this information of the energy field. And what I started to do and what I've been guided to look at is, okay, what is the origin of the word parent? And parent means, of course, it's more of a verb actually, to bring forth or bringing forth something. So we use that, right, in terms of the adult parents that we encounter when we're born, right? We come into this family and we are gifted with parents. And so parenting in this sense is that they are responsible for the development of the child, helping them develop into an adult ultimately, and hopefully a healthy, well-rounded adult, although all of us know through our experience, through the lives that we have born into, this is very rarely the case. And so what I have been finding is that essentially here in this realm, being born is a process of deduction or reduction. Having a parent, being born, we are always less than what we came through. And so energetically speaking, if we say, okay, we come in as a soul with this design or whatever it is, essentially to come into this earth means that our soul light gets reduced. And why does this happen? Of course, this is a result of the programs and all of the stuff that is here, right? It's like we pass through whatever this is, all the places things get inserted. And so the more that we reincarnate here, it starts to feel like this until we arrive into this lifetime and we suddenly say, I don't even know who I am anymore. I'm so disconnected from my own sense of self and my own light that I keep going back to this, or I keep going back to this parent to try and figure out who am I, what happened to me. And yet just by virtue of being born into a human body through another human body, this is what we are working with here. Now, to realize that when we come in to this energy work, the goal is to, rather than reduce ourselves, excuse me for banging that, rather than reducing ourselves from parent to child, it is actually to rebirth ourselves into our full soul form, our full range expression of our energetic light field. And all of the implications that go along with this. So essentially reversing this whole process, which if we look at this, this is really the system and the program. This is the reversal. If we're going to talk about a reversal, this is the reversal on origin, source origin light that was impressed into the field. And to me, this even starts to look like the assembly line, the factory. And I just go back to my study of architecture as well. When we talk about the Industrial Revolution, right? Everything started to look like a factory. The factory image was enticing, and it was actually something that we started to strive for. Manufacturing, assembly line, repetitive behaviors, things that we could repeat over and over that would save time and money and resources. And then eventually all of our schools even became like factories. And this is something that we would study in the archaeological. In architecture, why do buildings evolve the way they evolve? Why do schools look like factories? We put them in, we put them through the system, and they come out like this. So everything in our reality is designed to reduce. It's a deduction of the soul light and the soul form. So this is what I'm going to be exploring. I'm going to take this over to the extended. So as always, if this is where we part ways, thank you so much for joining in and for being here. I always appreciate your presence. Until next time, take good care.